Hey everybody. Oh, so much fun tonight. We're going to do some super fun things with Dollar Tree fabrics. Several different things. There's a sewing project, there's gluing. Super fun. But friends, stay till the end because the last project is quirky and weird and funny and I love it. And I think you might like it too. Anyways, oh, hey, by the way, I'm Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy if you didn't know. And if you did, thanks for coming back. All right, let's get to the projects. Okay, so first project I'm going to use with Dollar Tree fabric is a little pouch to put a cord in for when we travel. So what I'm using first is, I got this on clearance at Michael's. I thought it was gimmicky and weird. It's just to make circles. Believe it or not, it works really well. However you do it, you're going to make 4 circles 5 inches. This one, these are my fabrics from Dollar Tree, a plaid and a mushroom fabric. I'm going to put them pretty sides together, fold them in half, and that fold I'm going to put underneath our little guide thing. There's a little mark on it that says fold. Again, if you don't have this, just make 4 circles, 2 sets. But if you do happen to have this, it's pretty slick. This is a little cutter and you just put the notches together and then you press it and go around and it cuts it. I know. Is it perfect? No. It was probably because I was trying to cut 4 layers of fabric, but either way, it made a nice circle, better than I could have made on my own. So I'm happy I found it on clearance. Yippee skippy. So here we have 2 circles. You're going to do it again. So you're going to have 4 circles total. Now take one of the sets of circles. These are 2 circles, 1 of each fabric, fold it in half, and then cut it down the center. So then we'll have 4 half circles of our fabric, right? There it is. I have a zipper. I'm going to put it pretty side to pretty side of my fabric. Then I'm going to put our plaid fabric on top of that, pretty side down. I'm going to secure it, and then we're going to sew across for that zipper. Then open it up and put your 2 fabrics together. I ironed it just so they played nice. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, secure it. And then you're going to, I always double check before I sew it because I am so notorious for doing it wrong. But we put it together, then sew it. There it is. Then we're going to top stitch next to our zipper just to make it look pretty. Ta-da! Super cute, right? Now, make sure your zipper's open for this. Then you're going to take your mushroom fabric, pretty side to pretty side of mushroom. Then you're going to put your plaid fabric pretty side up. I also have some elastic. You don't have to do this part, but I took some elastic, folded it in half, and loop I'm going to put on the inside of our fabric. The 2 free ends are going to be on the outside. Then I secure it all the way around. Again, make sure your zipper's open for this, okay? And then we're going to just secure it all the way around. And when you get to the other part of the zipper, just make sure that they're very close, almost overlapping, so that you can go and sew around it. Okay, ta-da, it's sewn. What? How easy was that, right? Now we're going to just trim it. We're going to trim off our excess zipper and we're going to trim all of that excess fabric off. Just make sure that you don't cut your stitches. Ta-da, right? Then we're going to turn it out right. And friends, like, how easy was that? Like, I usually avoid doing a lining fabric just because it's usually a pain in my tush. And this was easier than the other kinds. Look at how cute this is. Are you kidding me? Is it a little bit on the bigger side? Yes, but it was because we always forget our charging cords when we go on vacation or on trips. So this way it'll fit our cord perfectly. And then I actually did put a split ring on that little piece of elastic that we did earlier. Little split ring, and then added a little lobster claw clip to it, and it is ready for luggage, ready to go. Isn't that super fun? I love it so much. You can imagine all the different fabric options you could do. All right, so we're starting with these wooden pumpkin cutouts from Dollar Tree, and we're going to put some wood glue on and some hot glue. And I'm going to glue another one right on top because I want my coasters to be a little more substantial. So glue, and then I just position it as the glue is wet just to make sure everything is lined up. Then I have this fabric from Dollar Tree. Look at how pretty. And we're going to double it, and cut out a square, roughly the size of our pumpkin. We're going to do the same for our pumpkin fabric. Again, it's doubled fabric, so we're going to have 4 pieces of fabric when we're done. I have some dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and I'm going to cover my pumpkin, and then I'm going to put my fabric on top of that. I'm going to smooth it out, and then loosely cut out. Now, if you're really not liking the distressed vibe, then trace your pumpkin and cut out your fabric so that you could just put it right on top. But you'll see in a little bit what I'm going to do to make it a little more distressed and country looking. I do cut a little bit more by the stem, just because the next step is sanding, and it's going to be a little more difficult to sand if that part's not trimmed. So we're just going to sand it. Easy peasy. An emery board, after I started this, would have worked perfect. But there's that one. And there's the plaid. Super cute, right? So then I have some adhesive back cork I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut just squares big enough to cover my pumpkin, okay? So then we're going to take our backer off, and then we're going to put our pumpkin on that because it's going to have a cork back. Cool, right? I know. And then again, I'm going to loosely cut out this because again, I'm going to be sanding after, and use a pair of scissors you don't care about so much because they're going to get all sticky. At the very least, I would wipe them down with some rubbing alcohol when you're done, just because this adhesive on this cork is no joke. Like, it means business, which is great for the coaster, not so great for your scissors. So yeah, and I'm just, again, loosely cutting it out. I'm not, again, if you would prefer, you could trace it and cut it out. I just am so not good at cutting a straight line that it would be really bad. It would be bad. So this way works for me, and then I just sand off the excess, and it sands off really easily. I'm just using a sanding block I got from Dollar Tree. So easy peasy. And just go all the way around. You'll notice that the adhesive also kind of rolls onto the edge, and you might just have to pick that off after or leave it. It's up to you. I used a rolled up piece of sandpaper to get the really inside parts. But again, an emery board, whew, if I had one, that would be great. Maybe I should put that on my list for Dollar Tree next time. I always forget though. And there it is. Super cute, right? And then I'm going to do a top layer on the fabric of Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge. Super thin layer. It's just, you're still going to have that nice fabric feel. It's just going to be so that if there's any condensation, it doesn't just roll off. But look how cute these are. I have this cute little 7.5-inch plate from Dollar Tree that I wiped down with some rubbing alcohol, made sure it's clean. And then look at this fabric I got from Dollar Tree as well. I love it. So we're going to cut a piece. I think the piece is probably 8 by 8. I did not measure it. I just used my plate and eyeballed it and cut out a square. Done. And measuring it after, yeah. It's about 8 by 8. Now, we're going to be using Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge. Is it necessary? If you want to wash it after, yeah. If not, then do you. So I'm covering the back of the plate with Mod Podge. And you notice I put a pretty good amount on. Now we're going to put our fabric right side down so that when you turn the plate over, you'll be able to see the right side of the fabric. Does that make sense? So right now it's wrong side up. And then all I'm doing right now is just smoothing out all of the wrinkles. See how I'm doing that? Smooth, smooth, smooth. All the way around. If you put enough Mod Podge on the back, see, basically what we're trying to go for is saturating that fabric. Now, I flipped it over, and I'm just wicked loosely cutting around the plate. Then I'm going to put a layer of Mod Podge all over the back, and this is where we're saturating that fabric. You just want to make sure that it is just loaded with that Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge. Again, this is just how I do it. Do other people have other methods that are equally as valid? Absolutely. This is just how I found it works best for me. And friends, if you're going to be selling these, for the love of all that's holy, use Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge or a waterproof sealant that's, well, hopefully that's food safe. But anyways, don't use regular Mod Podge and expect it to be washable, because you can't. You just can't. So, all right. I'm off my soapbox now. All right. So we just go, and again, go all the way around. Make sure that you get all of the parts. Make sure that it's nice and saturated. Then this is the part where it gets a little bit messy. And it's okay. You can wash your hands after. If not, then wear gloves. That's fine. I don't. But all I'm going to do is I am going to flip it over and I'm going to hold it on my hand. So see how I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to hold it there. Now I'm going to take my scissors and we're not going to go at it just cutting it regular. We're going to tilt. See my scissors? I angle them so that they are towards the bottom of the plate and go all the way around and cut it. This gives it such a nice edge. Look at how close we got. So awesome. Perfect. Then I'm going to flip it back over and I'm going to go back over with some more dishwasher safe Mod Podge just to make sure, because sometimes when you cut it, it'll actually bubble or wrinkle or whatever, and you're just going to make sure that it's all adhered to your plate. So go all the way around. I actually, once I do this, I let it dry and then I put another layer of Mod Podge on. This is how I let them dry. I put it on this little Dollar Tree cup holder. It just makes it easier to pick it up and put it back down. You do have to let this cure. If you let it cure for, okay, listen, everybody, you're going to read the back and you're going to be like, it's got to cure for 21 days. That's for a dishwasher safe. If you want to be able to hand wash it, yeah, I just let it sit for a couple days because I'm one of those crazy, I can't wait. And I have some that last a year, 2 years, and it's still fine. So it works. Okay, friends, this project is out there. We're going to be using some Dollar Tree burlap for this, but stay with me, okay? I saw this. It's like a placemat thing at Dollar Tree. And I was like, wow, it reminds me of a pie. So let's try to make one. I have some wax on. This is just antiquing wax. And I have it on a sponge. And I'm just going over the entirety of it just to make it a little brown. Now, I flipped it over and did the back side as well. And you'll see why in a bit. Now, I also have 3 little wood beads, and I'm just painting them red with some chalk paint. Now, this is a round I had gotten from Dollar Tree. We're not going to do anything with the pumpkins on the other side. We're going to use the flat side. Here's that burlap I was telling you about, and I'm just going to trace our sign onto our burlap and then cut it out. Now, I'm not being super careful, and I'm going to tell you right now, I invite you to iron your burlap because holy hot mess express, if you don't, that thing wants to curl all over the place. Well, anyways, so I just go around and I start gluing the burlap down onto our sign. I only did about halfway because then we're going to use some fiberfill and we're going to stuff it. You don't want to stuff it too much, but I wanted to stuff it a little bit so that it looks puffed out, kind of like a pie would. I can't wait for you to see this. Yes, this is out there. I'm telling you right now, this isn't going to be for everybody, but for those of you that it's for, you're going to be like, yes, please, and thank you. All right, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so I stuffed it, and then we go around and glue the rest of the burlap down to our sign. And when you do that, I just kind of press down the fiberfill just so that our burlap can actually make good contact. There we go. And look at it, it's all puffy, like a little pillow. Cute. Now here's our little sunflower. We're going to put that on our burlap and our sign, and we're going to start gluing that around. If that makes sense. Yeah. Go all the way around and just glue that sign to our sunflower. Perfect. Again, this is why I was telling you didn't need to be perfect with cutting out your burlap because this sunflower is going to cover it. And going to go all the way around. And don't worry if there's any wrinkles, it's going to be okay. So then on each of the tips of that sunflower, we're going to put some glue and then we're going to curl in that tip and glue it to the inner circle of the sunflower. You're going to have to hold it for a hot second so that it adheres. But look at it looks like a pie. All right, maybe you don't think it does, but I do. Then I took those little red wood beads and we're going to put them onto some jute. This piece of jute, I don't even know, it's fairly long, but you're going to cut it really down. It's not going to stay this long. I put one bead on one side and then I'm going to knot the end of each. We're going to make sure, why are words so hard? Love me through that. Not one end. Pull your bead down. Then figure out how long you want your bead and your jute to be, and then knot the other end. I'll get it together. I promise. I'll get it together tonight, guys. All right. So then I knotted both ends, and see, now we've got this. Now we're going to knot the center part. We're trying to make them look like cherries. What? Look at how cute this is. I can't even. It's adorable. Right? Yeah. I had a little wooden home sign. in my stash. I put some hot glue. I painted it with a little bit of blue chalk paint, and then I glued it onto the center. And then I took a piece of mint green fabric from Dollar Tree and just tied it onto our cherries and then glued that to our sign. Stop it right now. Is that... It's hysterical to me. I love it. I think it just makes me smile. Anyways, I hope it makes you smile too. Anyways, friends, thanks so much for watching, and I hope this inspires you.